Welcome back. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to troubleshoot some errors you might encounter when trying to submit an observation using the Las Cumbres Observatory Observation Portal. The Observation Portal validates all requests interactively, making sure not only that all essential information has been completed, but that there isn't something which will prevent your observation from happening. When you set your time windows, the portal will check the visibility of your target, as you saw in a previous video. In this example, the target I've chosen is very low on the horizon. As you can see, the observation portal gives us a clear error message that the target is not visible. You have two choices here. You can wait until your target is higher in the sky by adjusting the time window. This might not be possible if you're trying to observe something time sensitive. Or you can adjust the air mass limit. Increasing this value will mean that you're willing to compromise the quality of your image and your data so you can get the data when you need it. Occasionally, you'll have a visibility error when you know that the target is clearly visible. This could mean that one of the other constraints is being hit. In this case, the moon is within the default 30 degrees. You can change this constraint to 0 and see that the error vanishes. This will have an effect on your data quality, particularly if the moon is between half and full. Moonlight will scatter off the atmosphere and be visible in your images, particularly if you're using filters around the blue part of the spectrum. In my example, I chose a very short time window. Expanding this window and putting the moon distance constraint back to 30 degrees will also resolve the visibility error. For this example, let's set up an exoplanet observation. In this case, we want to set up our filter and exposure time. Just now, leave the exposure count as 1. Scroll down to the time windows. Now, we know that our exoplanet transit will last from 0130 to 0530. That's 4 hours. So select those times on May the 28th. You'll see on the visibility graph that this target is visible across 2 sites. We want to take a continuous sequence of observations. If we set the exposure time of each to 60 seconds, we'll need to allow 4 seconds for reading out the camera. We'll fit 225 exposures into those 4 hours. We don't need this to exactly fill the window, so just in case some configuration or telescope movement takes a bit longer, we'll say we need 200 exposures by putting 200 in the exposure count. You'll see that the visibility error message has appeared again. Now it says something helpful, that the target is only visible for 2.02 hours, but we wanted 3.64 hours of observations. With LCO, you have to complete a request on a single telescope. The solution to this problem is simple: make 2 requests. Scroll up to the top, just above the error message, click the green copy button. This will make a duplicate of your request. You can now divide your observations into 2 or more requests. This is good practice when scheduling long blocks of observations. It gives our scheduler the most flexibility when it tries to get your request observed. Now you can see the errors have gone and you can submit your observation requests. I hope this has given you some tips on working around some of the tricky observation constraints in the observation portal. Remember, the LCO scheduler won't let you submit anything that it knows won't be possible. Although the errors are annoying, they're there to help you.